Hello. One thing I wanted to address before I head into the interview was that beforehand, when I met with Maruk, I did discuss the consent of the video, and she did sign it beforehand. But the thing is that I forgot to capture it on video, and what I did was that I instead FaceTimed her and I consented over the phone again, just to repeat because I didn't catch it overall in the interview. So, without further ado, here it is. Right, hello. Today, or yesterday's date was November 24th, 2018. My name is Vansh Kumar, and I'm here with Maruk to conduct an interview for a class that I'm taking for which is called Writing Across Difference, taught by Professor Sophia Bell. And before we start, I've asked you to read and sign an informed consent statement that describes what will happen in this interview. Have you read the informed consent statement?
Yes.
All right. So, do you have any questions going forward? All right. Do I have your consent to continue with this interview and recording it?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And there was that. So, without further ado, I'm going to go into the original interview, and hopefully it's very informative. Hi, I'm here with my good friend Maru. We met during orientation.
Hi.
So, my topic is Islamophobia and the works of it again on America. So, I'm just going to be answering her questions based on it. So Maruk, as you being a Muslim, how would you describe in your own words the meaning of being Islamophobic?
So, being Islamic as a Muslim would be the presumption of Islam being violent, and then for like another non-Muslim person, it would be like being afraid of Islam. But for me, it's more deeper than that. It's like there's like, for me, Islam is so peaceful and it's like really non-violent and stuff. But like for other people, like how the media portrays it, it's like a whole other world. Like people don't know that Islam, there's like what's in the media, it's a different kind of Islam. It's not even Islam, it's something else. It's like a whole different like universe for them.
Mm-hmm. So, how does being a Muslim make you feel in this climactic political world that we live in today?
So, I've been here since like I was born. I was born here, so at first it didn't really bother me as much because I was young and I didn't really know like what was going on. But now, as I started wearing a hijab in high school, I was like 16. I didn't really feel unsafe. Mm-hmm. But now, as like there's more like things happening, like there's like shootings and all that. Now I feel like some people are against me because of my faith, and that kind of makes me unsafe. And I feel like the president, like other non-Muslim people, really view me as a violent person, which I'm not, and that makes me feel like I'm not safe here. And I just, yeah.
Which is like sad because like even though I've known you for like a short amount of time, like you're such a lovable person, and so is every Muslim that I've ever interacted with. No problem. So my next question is, how does our president make you feel about your faith and how he and the media as well portray it?
That's a really big topic. So, as you all know, Trump is our president, not for me. Obama's still my president. But the way he portrays Islam is really, really disgusting. Like, I feel like it just makes me really disappointed in America. I feel like it's so much better than that. Mm-hmm. Like, we can do so much more with what we have. Like, I know some people, they just don't even believe that Islam is like, it's such a good religion or whatever. But some people are like, oh no, like you need to get away from like the Muslim people. I just don't like that. Mm-hmm. Like the media, especially the media, I feel like they only show there is no bad part of Islam, but like they only show the false part of Islam. So they don't show like, oh, in Ramadan we like give to other people. We give thousands and thousands of dollars to like poor people. We like we slaughter like so many like cows. I mean, I don't think that's bad. I mean, maybe for like vegetarians or something, but like for us, I mean, I love meat or whatever. But like, so we give meat to like food and stuff to like poor people, and if they don't portray that part in the media, then like I'm so sad.
No.
It just gets me sometimes. I'm just like,
yeah, I'm so sorry.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm disappointed as well. So I'm just gonna go back to the point where, in most of people's eyes, Islamophobia did start, and even though it did start way before that, it really peaked its point during 9/11. So obviously, as you can tell, we were kindly interrupted by a rude man who decided to speak really loudly. Apologies for that part. So I'm gonna jump a little bit, a little off topic, but still like with the flow of it. So I'm gonna talk about when Islamophobia really started in our views, and that was 9/11.
Yeah.
So obviously you were, I'm guessing, one.
Yeah, I was
by that time. So how did your parents bear with the lash after post 9/11?
So my parents, I asked them one day, and I was just like, "Oh, were you there when 9/11 happened?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was there." It was my dad. So he was just like, "Oh, I was going to my home." He was going from Manhattan to Queens, and he was on the bridge, and he saw like the smoke and like the plane going into the building, and he was just like it was really crazy. And then once he saw the news, he was like, he knew that there's going to be a big change, and how like it's going to be really difficult for his kids and like the future of our life and stuff, how it's going to really mess us up. I mean, not for me, but like maybe for my siblings, because they were my sister was in middle school and my brother was in high school at that time. And my brother and my sister, they were just like, oh, when 9/11 happened, they used to get bullied a lot. Like, they used to not want to go to school. And he used to be like, oh, there's my brother. So he's like, oh, there used to be this kid, a white kid. And he used to be like, oh, you're Muslim, you shouldn't even be in school. You should be like making bombs and shit. And then they actually suspended my brother.
Oh my god.
I know, yeah, they suspended my brother. I don't even know why, like, that's so stupid. So yeah, my brother didn't even do anything. I don't know why, but whatever. So, also, my dad, he's a taxi driver, so once, like, he used to make good money, but after they posted that 9/11 thing, no one wanted to, like, whenever someone got into his taxi, no one wanted to go in, because they used to be like, oh, he has a beard and he looks Muslim, so I'm not going to go in with him because who knows, like, he's dangerous or whatever. So I feel like it made a really big stereotype in our society, and it's really, like, society's fault for it, because they really make really big assumptions, and it gets really out of hand.
Yeah, I feel on that. Like, recently there was, I'm not sure who it was, but she's definitely in like the political climate of what's happening. She was a white woman. She was saying how she would never take a Muslim taxi driver, and a lot of people obviously, like, now we have social media, so the power. I packed her back. I was like, you know what, you can't be judging someone just because of assumptions made online. So like, I don't know why you're even a political figure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the sad reality that we live in today. So I wanted to now discuss that, like, growing up, were you ever picked on your faith, because of your hijab?
I was never picked on, but I always felt self-conscious of wearing it. Like, you see, like, on my Instagram, I don't have a lot of hijab pictures. I usually have, like, my hair down or whatever. And the only reason because of that is because I feel self-conscious. I feel like if I don't have my hijab, people look at me differently, and it makes me feel like better. That's kind of mean. Like, I feel really bad that I'm not wearing it sometimes, but it really just, it makes me feel more safer, and how people look at me makes me feel more happy. And yeah.
I get that. I get where you're coming from. The feeling of comfort within society's bridges. Yeah, I feel that. So the next one is, have you ever been a victim or have you ever experienced any hate crime towards Muslims?
I was in high school. I think it was my junior year, and I used to take the train every day from Queens to Manhattan, and I used to take the R train and then switch to the 1 train. So I always go through Times Square, and every time there's be like a big shooting or bombing or whatever, there's always be like those big
the news.
Those there used to be big people, I don't know what they call them, the big juggernauts. No, not a juggernaut. Sorry.
Security.
Yeah, they used to be police forces.
Oh, police forces.
Yeah, they used to have some big guns, bro. That shit is scary. But oh my god, I remember one day I started crying, on the train, because I was just do we really need that much people in the train station just because of something happened in another country? I mean, I know it's because of safety, but it's on the other side. I was just people think I'm dangerous, and that's kind of mean. But then another day, so I was sitting in the train, and there's this. It was a black man, and he came into the stop. He came into the train. And it was after I know it was one of the bombings. I don't remember which specific one, but I know it was in 2017. And he came up to me. He's like, "Oh, it's all your fault or whatever. You're killing all these people." And then I just got so mad. I was just like, "Oh my god! Why would you say that?" And I'm not one of those people, whatever. And why do you think that Islam is such a violent religion or whatever? And then he's just like, "Oh, it's all of you people and you with those hijabs or whatever." And then I was like, "Well, you think I got a bomb on me?" And then I took off my bag and I unzipped it and I just threw everything. I was like, "You see a fucking bomb? You see it? Do you see anything?" And I was like, and then he just I don't know, I think he was just scared. So he was just like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it." I was like, "No, why'd you say that?" And then, and I was crying, and then I came home crying, and my mom's like, "What happened?" And I talked to my dad about it, and then he's just like, "Oh, if you don't want to wear the hijab, you don't have to. If you really want to take it off, and you feel like you're in danger, then you can take it off." And I was like, "No, why would I take it off? That's my faith, and that's what I want to do. And if it makes me feel better, if it makes me feel better taking it off and putting it on, then I'm okay with it." I do have this instance where I feel like taking it off, and I just feel like I'll be safer. But at the same time, I'm just like, why would I not follow my religion and my faith because of those people that don't believe in it? I believe in it, and I think that it's going to be safe for me, and it'll make myself better.
Yeah. I feel where you're coming from. I had a friend once, and she went to Bayside High School, and it was one of the bombings too. And she had a hijab on, and she left Bayside High School, and someone threw a rock at her because she had a hijab on. And they said all these racial anti-Muslim stuff at her, and she was really scared for her life, so she had to remove her hijab even though she was crying. So her parents said, "I want to keep my faith," but their parents were like, "But we want you alive. We want you to live and see the future, so you have to do it." So out of the fear for the poor girl, she had to remove her hijab. That's just the suckish society that we live in. I can't find my questions. Okay, so I wanted to go back to President Trump. So, as you know, that ever since he took office, one of his political campaign goals was to have a ban on immigrants, but what specifically he targeted were Muslim countries and those. So, how did you feel about Trump placing the travel ban on Muslims?
So at first I was really scared because when they first brought out that, he's going to do travel ban, they didn't tell the countries. So as I told you before, my mom's in Pakistan. She's been there for 6 months, and she goes back every once in a while. And she was there while the travel ban was like happening. So I was like so scared. I thought that Pakistan would be one of the countries that would be banned, but thank God it wasn't. But I still felt really like disappointed because like those are people too. Like they have feelings, and I feel like he should have done a better job. I mean, I don't expect a lot from Trump, but I feel like that's a really big step that he took, and he doesn't think before he does something.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, do you see his interviews and stuff? Like, he's talking and he doesn't even know what he's saying, and then right after he gets backlash and why'd you say that?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the travel ban, it was really scary for me.
Yeah.
And I hope that those people that are still suffering from it, they really like get back with their families and stuff.
Yeah. I felt that. Again, like I feel most of her responses, because it's a heavy topic, and like since Trump is like targeting like a specific like minority group, like it's just kind of like you're viewing stuff based on other stuff. Like, what are you doing? One last thing that I wanted to say about President Trump is his tweets. Now, we all know how famous our Trump is on Twitter and how he loves the Bluebird app a lot. And I just want to say, how do you feel about Trump tweeting and retweeting about anti-Muslim material?
So that is a really big topic. Also, I feel like when he wasn't president, everything was at bay. Like everything was calm and stuff. But once he came in, I feel like he like triggered all the white people. So I mean, yeah, and then like his tweets about like he hates Islam or whatever. He said that, right? He tweeted or something.
He what he does is that he doesn't say it straightforward to your face. So he's like that type of like girl to be like, no offense, but you're ugly. But like like that no offense part is offensive. Yeah. So what I wanted to show you were some of his two of his tweets and retweets that he has had. I'll have it posted somewhere on this. One of his tweets said, "The incompetent Hillary, despite the horrible attack in Brussels today, wants borders to be weak and open and let Muslims flow in. No way." How do you feel about that?
Okay, that makes me mad. I don't know, people think that, like, when one Muslim does something, they think that all Muslims do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't they see, like, other, like, those shootings that are happening today in America, like, those white people, and, like, those other non-white, I don't know, I forgot who they are, but, like, they, like, kill, like, freaking, like, 60 people in schools and stuff. They don't say anything about them. Why don't they say, like, white people have guns and shit, and they're gonna kill people? Why don't they have stereotypes about that?
Yeah.
And they just make really big assumptions, and it's only in the minority group and not on the white people. And I guess I'm not.
Exactly. Like, for example, there was another thing. So not only does he tweet Islamophobic things and just targets people, he also retweeted this, which in the video it says, "Video Islamist mob pushes teenage boy off roof and beats him to death." How do you why would he retweet that? And you can obviously, this is his account, like
Really?
the affirming the retweets, like
I haven't seen this.
exactly, like what?
See, that's like their tactic. Like they always they show like the bad part. They always show what's happening. That's gonna make us look bad. And then that's like the thing that really gets me, because like we have like we always do so much better. Like we will always have like the upper hand.
Sorry if the first one she didn't get the computer, but my camera decided to shut off. So bad camera. But other than that, you wanted to summarize. You want to wrap it up for the
Yeah. So the first one I was talking about how the media always portrays like the false part of Islam, and how we always have the upper hand of how we treat other religions and other people of other color. In the Quran it says that we are open to and will always have a good a heart to heart with any religion, like Hinduism, Judaism, or what's the other one?
Buddhism.
Yeah, Buddhism, Hinduism, okay.
Christianity, yeah.
So that's what it says in the Quran, and I feel like, so the Islam that so there's only one Islam, obviously, but the Islam that they are portraying, that's not real. Like, they have like this whole other Quran where they read it, and then they think that killing other people, it's like they're saying that they're sacrificing the souls of like, I don't know, I mean, they give it to like God or some shit. That's what they think that they're doing. But in the real Quran, it says that if you even kill a human being, then you're not a Muslim anymore. So these people are not Muslim, and they do not believe in Islam. It's like a whole different thing. And
it's funny that you mentioned it, because like if they were like, killing Christians and like, bombing other like, like Christian Catholic majority countries, like they should read the Quran, because the Quran does say like about the Virgin Mary life, mentions Jesus from time to time. The next, which leads to my next retweet that Trump did, was, it says, video, Muslim destroy statue of Virgin Mary. So like,
I feel like people see a video of a Muslim and then they think that every other Muslim thinks that whatever that says, like, oh, they don't believe in what these people believe in. So
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I've been like, sorry.
I lost my thought.
Yeah, no problem.
So I also want to say another thing from the Quran. I feel like it'll describe what I'm saying. So it says that even if you hit a cat, that's a really big sin, and I don't specifically know why, but even if you hit hitting your cat is equal to hitting your sister. I read that, and that really explains how non-violent Islam is, and how what the media portrays is really different than what we really are as Muslims.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask my final, we're like wrapping it up towards the end. One of my other questions was, so as you know, I thought there was something there. Let me start that again. As I'm going to wrap this interview up, I wanted to end it on a more like, I wanted to, as I'm wrapping up this interview with you, which is pretty amazing so far and very informative, I wanted your opinion on the midterms, which just recently happened, and how there's 2 Muslim women now in the House. So now in recent news, as you know, as you know, that now in recent news, you see a future change in policies and the way Islamophobics think about Muslims now that Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar are part of Congress now. How do you feel about that?
I feel really happy about that, and I feel like it's gonna be a really good impact on the Congress and on our society. But at the same time, I still think that, I don't want to be a pessimist or anything. I don't think it's going to be much of a change, because society is that powerful and Trump's tweets are that powerful. So I feel like once Trump gets off from the presidency, maybe, yes, obviously there will be a really big change, but these Muslim women being in Congress will have a change, but not as much as I would like it to have. So yeah, once Trump gets out, because I know he has a really powerful streak on these people and all these whoever believes in him, he has a really big influence on them. So I don't want to be mean or anything, but these women will make a change, but
not
I
to the
don't-
point like
yeah,
where
I
you
don't-
want society
yeah,
to like evolve
yeah.
from it. Yeah, I feel you. What really sucked was that when I was researching about this topic, I found so many like like not retweets but like comments under Trump's tweets about like anti-Muslim stuff and like stuff like that, and it's just so like it makes me physically sick
Yeah.
to like read this, and I'm like, wow, like people actually grew up like on this basis and are actually like evolving from this. It's kind of disgusting, and I'm like, you need to like check yourself, or
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
maybe open like an actual book and not like Fox News. Yeah, it's just a mess in my opinion, and hopefully we will evolve from it,
I hope
and
so.
you know, like society becomes calm and whole, and I know we're not gonna all hold hands and like sing kumbaya and like, you know,
No, I
have
don't think it's ever gonna
like
happen.
it's not gonna be like a Mean Girls moment where it's like, oh, I wish we could all have cake together and stuff like that. It's not gonna happen like that, but at least we can have like a view, and like
Yeah.
Muslim women and the Muslim community do have a voice now. So best for the future, I guess. Again, the last question that I wanted to ask before I officially wrap it up is that I wanted to end it a little bit on a serious note, even though that's like a horrible ending. It's more like, what makes people think that Islam is a hateful religion and is violent? What makes people think like that?
So I think what we said in this whole interview, it's always gonna be society and the media. So the media is the one that portrays Islam as a violent one because they only record or they only show the violent part or like the bad part, and yeah, and then society actually believes it. So like in Fox News or MSBCN, or I don't know if I said that right, MSBCN.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
But or like I think even CNN, they're always showing like, oh, there was a Islamic terrorist here, or like there was bombings here or whatever, and they're always gonna show that part. They're never gonna show like how we like Muslims that are like the local Muslims that live here in Queens or like in the city or whatever. They're still scared for their life. They think that they're the one they're gonna get killed because the other people that don't believe in Islam think that we're the violent ones, while they're the ones that are hating on us. And we're not even doing anything about it because we're the ones that are scared. They're just like threatening us, and we're just sitting there like doing nothing and taking it.
Yeah. So even though it was a hard thing to end on, I hope that we have a brighter future for all of us. Hopefully, you know, everything goes good.
Yeah.
I don't know how to end a interview. I've never done one when I have to interview someone. But overall, I thank you for this. This means a lot because two people cancel me, but tears. But other than that, thank you so much. This means a lot to me. I learned a lot from you, and you just gave me a good eyes view on your belief and what you faced through. So it was nice to have to be in your shoes a little bit. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is so nice having you.
Yeah.
I mean, you having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This was my topic. Again, a round of applause for Maruk for doing this. It does take a lot of energy and confidence to do this, so I want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
you.